Hello students, a very warm welcome to JEE English by Unacademy, India's leading and largest JEE test preparation platform. And guys, you are on JEE English where you get all your content for preparation or lectures for preparation exclusively and completely in English. So yes guys, so stay tuned, and today we are going to get into a very interesting topic around electrostatics, that is going to be like electrical potential energy. Up until now, whatever we have dealt with, electric potential energy was kind of the the beginning of it. So now we are going to deal with something like more advanced concepts in them. And not only that, we are also going to we understood part of conservation of energy in the last class. If not, do cover the last class, guys. That way you'll be able to understand the last class thing as well, the conservation of energy part as well. But anyway, today also we'll be taking up few more problems around conservation of energy, and more importantly, self energy of shell. We'll come to that point. It's a very interesting concept, and you'll understand why at all that happens, etc., as we move into this lecture. Alright students, that being said, a breaking news for many of you that the JEE Mains is going to happen anywhere between Feb and March. Most probably in the month of February, the JEE Mains is going to happen, and it has also been stated in the interview, that is the interview that has been streamed by the NTA director, that there is no reduction in syllabus. So no syllabus reduction, and yes, the exam will probably happen between February and March. So if you have any kind of queries around how to prepare for this thing, make sure you attend the strategization. Of course, we'll come up with more strategization for your preparation, but make sure you're attending those sessions. Get an idea of what is low hanging fruits and how to work around these kind of situation. And very sincere advice, guys, don't anymore, especially 2021 aspirants, 2022 aspirants, you can be little chilling here and there, but that does not mean take this time lightly. You should be utilizing this time because you are probably at home due to COVID-19 crisis. Take advantage of this time. And 2021 aspirants, don't relax anymore. What do I mean by don't relax anymore? Means don't stay in the thought that the exam is not going to happen in the month of February. It's probably going to happen in the month of February. So prepare accordingly, come regularly to the lectures, attend as many sessions as possible, fine tune your concepts, have the concepts on your fingertips. Concept is the king, guys. And that being said, students, I'm Murlidharan Gopalakrishnan. I completed my MS in Electrical Engineering from a top-ranking American university. I'm also an IIT who completed BTech from IIT Guwahati. I have 4+ years of experience preparing students for IIT JEE and other competitive exams. And I filed 25 patent applications in India and abroad. And guys, the most competitive gamified IIT JEE battle ever is going to happen on 6th of December. So don't miss it out. Enroll today with Murli Live code. So what is this Unacademy Combat? The Unacademy Combat is nothing but it's an IIT JEE competition. It's a very competitive competition, and it happens in a very gamified manner, and you can compete live and win lots of rewards and prizes. This includes Apple products and hundreds of Amazon voucher. So be sure to mark this date on your calendar and attend this event, guys. It's going to happen on 6th of December. So on 6th of December, you may want to attend this event and enroll today. Do not forget to enroll to this event. You need to enroll to this event, to this really awesome event, and apply Murli Live code. And yeah, it's Unacademy Combat. So make sure you're also prepared well for it. It's not just about a competition, but also a preparation for your exam. So make sure you're attending this session, and do not forget to use Murli Live code and enroll today, students. And that being said, if you don't have a Telegram app yet, just download this Telegram app from Google Play Store and App Store and click on to this link available in the description box below. So there is a link in the description box. You can click on to this link and get onto a Telegram channel. Why do you want to get onto this Telegram channel? We keep you posted with the details of the lectures every single day. And you get live updates, in fact, before time updates every day on JEE about JEE English channel. So JEE English is a free of cost initiative by Unacademy, where you get free of cost lectures for your JEE Mains and JEE Advanced preparation, conducted by some of the best lecturers across the nation, IITians and IITians and head of coaching institutes. So be sure to get onto a Telegram channel to get live updates and before time updates on every lecture conducted by us on JEE English YouTube channel. Not only that, we keep you updated on every lecture that we conduct also on Unacademy Learning app. So be sure to get onto this link. This link is available in the description box below. You can also just type in JEE_English. Once you download this Telegram app, if you already have Telegram app, you know what to do. You need to just go and click onto this link. If you don't have a Telegram app yet, just download it from Play Store and App Store and click onto this link. And that being said, students, this Sunday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. we will have a problem and PYQ session on capacitors. So as I have informed you, or as I have told you earlier, three topics go hand in hand, especially capacitor goes hand in hand with electrostatics, capacitors, current and electricity, and electrostatics. These three topics go hand in hand, but especially electrostatics and capacitors go hand in hand. And we have completed A2Z lectures on capacitors. So guys, I keep conducting A2Z lectures on Unacademy Learning app. So this is a special session. So this A2Z session is a revision session for many, or maybe even it can be a starter session. So we discuss concepts, but more, we are more, inclined towards the problems and different kind of model problems, and kind of it's going to be lengthier session than YouTube. But the advantage is, if you have I believe you must be having time given the rush of the exam. So start attending the A2Z lectures on capacitors. There are 6 lectures available on capacitors. Make sure you're attending them. This is all available on Unacademy Learning app. And again, this Sunday we will have a problem session from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. and be sure to attend it. This is going to be problem and PYQ session on capacitors. And that being said, students, yes, this is special news or special information for 2021 aspirants and 2022 aspirants. You know that units, dimension, measurements is a part of your syllabus. If you're not confident about what you have done until now, just start attending this A2Z series. And these all lectures have been conducted on 4 back-to-back sessions from 19th September to 22nd September. Just 4 sessions plus a model problem session. 4 plus 1, 5 session, and you are thorough with units, dimensions, and measurements. And 2021 aspirants, this is a definitely do topic. Do not miss it out. The reason being, it's one of the easiest topic for your JEE preparation. It's going to be less time consuming, not only during your preparation, guys, also during your exam. And you definitely get questions in your JEE Mains and JEE Advanced. Typically, you'll notice there will be like many questions in your previous year papers, and you typically will see at least one question every year. So combine all these 3 papers, JEE Mains 1, JEE Mains 2 and JEE Advanced, you're going to attend 3 questions. And if you at all attend this 5 lectures, you'll be able to do it. We have discussed units based question, dimension analysis, error analysis, measurement based concepts like 1A calipers, least count based concepts on 1A calipers and screw gauge. So measuring instruments also have been discussed. So make sure you attend them. This also covers the experimental part of your JEE. So it's again free of cost session, all available on Unacademy Learning app. You can attend them anytime. So do check out my profile and follow me on Unacademy Learning app. And that being said, if you don't have an Unacademy Learning app yet, just type in Unacademy on your Google Play Store and App Store, and the first search result is going to be Unacademy Learning app. Click on to this. Download it, guys. Just click on to this install button, download it. You need to have this Unacademy Learning app to get live notifications on every class conducted by me on Unacademy Learning app. Of course, you need to follow me. Do not forget to follow me. And that being said, students, a very important information. Once you have Unacademy Learning app, you can start attending live quizzes, live quizzes every Tuesday and Thursday. Not only that, tomorrow is going to be a quiz session. So download Unacademy Learning app if you don't have one. And not only that, students, you can also attend Unacademy Combat using Unacademy Learning app. So do download it, and also it will be useful for your subscription. So make sure you have an Unacademy Learning app. If you don't have one, do install it. You can attend many free of cost session. You can get live updates on them. You can get timely updates on your subscription classes. So do download it, do install it. And that being said, if you're looking for a champions tool for your JEE Mains and JEE Advanced preparation, guys, it's going to be Unacademy subscription. Why? We have the best educators across the nation aggregated on one platform. That's going to be an Unacademy subscription platform. And students, we just not only have this like best educators across the nation on one platform, but we have the best program for your JEE preparation. What do I mean by the best programs? The best educators across the nation. You will undergo a systematic and a structured program where every 4 session is going to be a doubt clearing session. So it's the all-in-one package for your JEE Mains and JEE Advanced preparation, and it's the kind of the way to become champion in your JEE Mains and JEE Advanced exams. So once you get onto Unacademy subscription, your probability, or you'll probably get into IITs and NITs. So that is the goal of Unacademy subscription program. It's not just about lectures. We keep conducting quizzes, mega quizzes, national level test series on Unacademy subscription platform. And guys, yes, that too with the best educators across the nation. We have legends like DC Pandey sir on this platform. And to avail the subscription, all you need to do is click on the left hand top corner extension bar, choose plus, and then click on IIT JEE. And with this, you'll be attending programs on both JEE Mains and JEE Advanced, and you'll click the get subscription button. And once you hit the subscription button, you'll realize this is one subscription and you can access as many programs as you want. You can attend as many batches as you want. You can attend the batches from the best educators. You can attend the batches in English. You can attend the batches in Hindi. There's so many options on Unacademy subscription. And guys, this all comes at a price of only 2,100 per month. So at a price of 70 rupees a day, you can have Unacademy subscription. And students, this is a 24-month subscription plan, typically meant for 8th class, 9th class, and 11th class students. 9th class, 10th class, and 11th class students. So typically it's a 2-year-long journey. So if you are in any of these classes, this is the subscription program to go for. And yes, you can apply Murli Live coupon, or do apply Murli Live coupon to get the best discount on your subscription purchase. So this is the way to get the best discount on your subscription purchase. And yes, do not forget to apply Murli Live coupon. Do not forget to choose the right kind of program, and do not forget to come to the daily live interactive classes. And that being said, we also have convenient payment options for you, where you can split your payments into multiple parts using our pay in parts in-house feature. So you can make use of pay in parts or in-house Unacademy feature to split your payments into multiple parts, and you can also make use of no cost EMI. We also have no cost EMI, and you don't have to pay any interest on your EMI purchases. Easy monthly installments without, so splitting your payments into multiple parts without any interest is going to be a pay in parts. This is our in-house feature. If you don't have access to no cost EMI, make use of pay in parts, else make use of no cost EMI, guys. Yes. And that being said, we also have traditional payment modes like debit card, credit card, UPI. I am discussing this pay in parts and EMI, no cost EMI option, because you don't have to go through the burden of paying all the fee at once, and you can split your payments into multiple parts. And that being said, if you're in a long term or if you're a dropper, this is the program for you. So if you're a dropper, you're a long term, or if you're in 12th class, so this is the program for you, students. Yeah, 12-month program is for you. And what do we have for you? We not only have the best educators across the nation with the best platform and the best kind of programs, but we also have 6,000, 7,000 plus materials for your JEE preparation. 1,000 plus live programs going on, like 150 plus live programs going on right now, and we have dedicated droppers batch. We have dedicated batches for your JEE Mains and JEE Advanced preparation, guys. So this is the place to be for your JEE preparation, and this comes only at a cost of 2,888 per month. So less than 2,900 is what you have to pay. And yes, of course, to get to this price point and to get the best discount, or to avail best discount, apply Murli Live coupon. So do not forget to apply Murli Live coupon to get the best discount on any of your subscription purchases. And that being said, students, we also have iconic subscription. So there will be like 2 kinds of subscription. One we have discussed is plus subscription. There's also iconic subscriptions, where you not only attend best classes from best educators across the nation, structured programs, but also live quizzes and tests, and you will get access to personal coach and study planner. So think about it, you will be getting IITians and IITians as your study planner, like your guide and your personal coach. So this is something that you want students to know exactly the path to get into IITs and NITs, what to do, what not to do, How should you prepare for it? So this is the kind of thing that you get on Unacademy subscription platform, especially with Iconic. And Iconic is also pretty reasonable. It comes at a price of 50,400 per month. And guys, if you can afford it, this is one of the best things to go for. And the 24-month program comes at a price of only 77,400. And do not forget to apply Murlidharan coupon again to get to this price point, and to avail the best discount, apply Murlidharan coupon. And that being said, students, our JEE English team is also on Iconic subscription. So now take your JEE preparation to the next level with our personal coaches. We have one of the best teams. We have IITians and IITians, and also we give you like test analysis, expert guidelines, study planner, etc. So make sure if you're on an Unacademy subscription planning to purchase Iconic subscription, you can get in touch with us, and you can get our expert guidelines, and you can get our test analysis, and be prepared for your next most important thing in your career, that is going to be getting into IITs and NITs, and keep your dream of getting into IITs and NITs alive. Never give up on it. And that being said, an ideal program for you to keep your dream alive would be an Optics Basics to Advanced coursework. Why? Guys, I have started an Optics Basics to Advanced coursework on Unacademy Plus, Unacademy subscription platform. Here what you get is like a complete coursework on optics, exclusively and completely in English again, and it has just been launched. We will cover both ray optics and wave optics in 60 plus sessions. So think about it. You are going to undergo 60 plus concepts, near about 100 plus concepts, 300 plus model problems. Enroll now. If you're already on an Unacademy subscription platform, start attending the recorded lectures. If you already have access to an Unacademy subscription, if you're planning to purchase one, purchase now and start enrolling. And it has just been launched, so don't worry, you can still cover the syllabus, start attending the recorded video. More importantly, come to the daily interactive classes, come to every Thursday to ask your doubts. So yes, that being said, students, practice, and practice only makes human perfect. There is nothing else better than practice, especially when it comes to electrostatics. So each and every session up until now, what you saw was So whatever you are doing on Unacademy right now is kind of the thing on JEE English is like practicing and understanding concepts. Even though we are undergoing a lot of problems, it seems as if we are undergoing a lot of problems. What we are doing is concept. To be honest, students, I've taken a very different approach for electrostatics. One, it is lengthy. At the end of the day, it should not become boring for you. Other thing, I've turned everything into problems so that you understand it really well. Okay, at the end of the day, you need to understand some of the concepts. We cannot draft problem on everything, on the basic things, but the key thing is, if you are attending all of the lectures, you are thorough with electrostatics. So yes, this is a free of cost initiative, Unacademy. So do not forget to like this video, do not forget to share this video, do not forget to click on that subscribe button and bell notification. Students, click on it today. And that being said, make sure you are practicing and keeping your dream alive. Do like and share this video. And students, we have something very interesting for you tomorrow. Do not forget to attend tomorrow's session. Like and share this video and click on that subscribe button so that you can get live notifications every day. Every lecture conducted by a JEE English team. And not only that, students, tomorrow we are going to get started with a very interesting topic. Don't miss it out. A direct question was asked in your JEE Mains. Literally, direct question was asked in your JEE Mains in 2019 and 2020. We will discuss those questions as well. And in today's topic, what you are going to learn has been also asked in JEE Mains and JEE Advanced. But the last topic, so the last series of problems that we are going to discuss, or probably concepts that we are going to discuss, have also been asked in your JEE Mains and JEE Advanced. So make sure you understand every single thing and you are attending this lecture regularly. So let's get into this. If you remember, yesterday we started with this problem. We discussed this problem, and today we are starting with this problem. So we said that there are two fixed charges, A and B, 5 microcoulomb. They are separated by a distance. So let me quickly draw the picture to remind you what we were discussing. So there was a Q charge and a Q charge and a capital Q charge, right, which was lying in between them. right? And this capital Q charge is negative, and what has been told to you is like this guy lies in between them, right? I'll quickly explain you this question, but we have already done this question. You can refer to the last video and you can understand it. So what I told you was initially that given, okay, let me first of all read out the question. If you're totally new to this, you need to understand this really well. So there are two fixed charges, fixed charges A and B of 5 microcoulomb and are separated by a distance 6 meters. C is the midpoint of the line joining A and B. A charge Q, I mean, it's not a charge, it's a charge Q. You understood this? The A charge Q of minus 5 microcoulomb is shot perpendicularly. It's shot perpendicularly like this. This is A, B. Okay, and this has been given a kinetic energy of 0.06 joules. So some velocity has been given to it. Now the question arises, the charge Q comes to rest at certain point. Okay, that is D. And if you remember, let me just change the color a little bit. Let me remind you, if you remember, I told you this is not at all possible. The charge Q cannot come to rest if this Q was positive. Right? Why? The reason is, as the distance from this charges increases, from the system of charges increases, what is happening? For a positive charge, the potential is increasing or decreasing? It's decreasing. When the potential is decreasing, what should happen? The rest should be translated into a kinetic energy, if no force, external force is acting on the system. Hi Arj. Hi. What's your question? Sir, could you maybe hold a general AMA kind of session on Sunday or so about physics or anything related to exam? Harj, we are going to have this AMA session soon for you guys on 2nd of December at we have been also planning just like you for your exams. So we have this on 2nd of December from 9:30 p.m. Be sure to come to that AMA session. We'll be having a lot of students also, and more importantly, we'll be having all our team, all our JEE English team on this AMA session. So be sure to attend it. So let's get into this concept. I hope your question is answered. And yeah, hi Gaurav. Am I spelling your name correct? Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, do remember, if this was positive, this would never come to rest. If there was an option that it is not possible, and given that Q is possible, Q is positive, then go for not possible answer directly. If Q was positive, it was negative, what is happening with increasing distance? Your potential is increasing or decreasing? It's decreasing. Do remember that negative sign changes everything. Do remember that negative sign changes everything. Sometimes this question can be given without mentioning the type of the charge, okay, of Q. They'll ask you, what is this Q? The Q is going to be a negative charge if this system of charges are positive. A very important point. Very important point. Alright, so now let's get into this problem and quickly get started. I'll on the way explain this concept again. Because we have already solved this problem, we will quickly recap the concept and understand one small thing around this place. So what we have to do is conservation of energy. So we'll be doing conservation of energy. So we have 5 microcoulomb over here, 5 microcoulomb over here, and what do we have over here? We have a capital Q, which is minus 5 microcoulomb. Yesterday we wrote it as minus Q, but today we'll do it another way. We'll write it down as minus 5. Okay, we'll just keep it as Q. So we already understood by today that it should have been a negative one, then only it's possible. So not at all a problem. Just keep this Q over here, and now observe this. Let's do a quick. So we said two things. This R, and initially this was in the midpoint of how much meters? 6 meters. So this should be 3 meters. It's a symmetrical thing. So this is also 3 meters. Right. Okay. So this should also be 3 meters. You understood this point. So we have to ultimately find out R, which we can quickly do. I'll quickly also explain you that thing, it's moving symmetrically, it's shot perpendicularly. This is the present position of the Q, and we need to find out what R, or what do we need to find out? We need to find out AD. We'll come to that point. Asha, good question. I'll come to your point. So just hold on for 2 minutes, Asha. I'll come back to your point, because let me first of all complete this concept, and the moment we get into mathematics, I'll come to your point. Okay. First of all, what did I say? Potential energy, electrostatic potential energy, is inversely dependent upon distance between the charges. And in this case, what are we doing? We're not assessing for the whole system as such, because two charges haven't moved. And for whom are we assessing? We are only assessing for this charge. We are not doing it for the this charge and this charge, the other two charges. The reason being, they are not at all moved. The position remains same. So nothing has changed around them. So this was a pretty simple thing that you understood already. Now the question arises, if P is directly proportional to 1 by R, that means with distance, what should happen? With distance, as distance increases, potential energy should decrease. Should decrease, isn't it? I'll come to your question shortly, Asharan. Just give me a moment. But if at all it was, let me use a different color. If it was, unlike charges, where the charge that has moved is unlike charge, or we are talking about two system of two charges, among which one is like a negative charge, or the other one is a positive charge. That is when you can have an unlike pair. In that case, what is happening? As distance increases, potential energy increases, right? As distance increases, potential energy increases. A very important thing to understand. I told you yesterday as well, and I'll repeat this. If this was a case of positive charge, it would be short from R and it will come to A. Okay. Alright, so this is because we understood potential energy is not just proportional to 1 by R, but it is also proportional to the magnitude of charges. If I'm going to multiply Q, capital Q and small q, and I am saying that this product is going to be negative, in that case it is going to be proportional to minus 1 by R. So if it's proportional to minus 1 by R, as R increases, potential energy also increases. Alright, that's it. Alright, now rest is the calculation. We are going to say this is position 1, where 3 charges are aligned, and this is position 2. We'll be equating all the things for position 1 and position 2. So let's first of all do a thing, quickly get into the question from Asha. So she's saying that I've joined a coaching for JEE, but I feel not sufficient. So what can I do? One of the best places, join Unacademy subscription, started running the courses where you are not complete. So primary thing is trying to maintain completeness. Asha, I told you even yesterday. What you need to do, students, there might be many such students who are watching the video and who feel that your JEE preparation is not complete. In that case, what can you do? So if at all you feel that you are not well prepared due to the current circumstances, or due to your, as such, your coaching institute, in that case, what you need to do is, guys, probably try to maintain completeness in each and every topic. One of the best ways to do that is start attending dedicated programs on your Unacademy subscription. So we have dedicated programs going on, right? Like thousands of educators are there, and for JEE we have like quite a few educators. And what we are doing is we have programs going on. So for an example, let's say you are incomplete with optics, then start just attending optics. Try to complete it. First of all, try to grab that pie. And I'm not sure which aspirant you are, whether you're 2021 aspirant or 2022 aspirant. If you're 2021 aspirant, just try to attend dedicated problems, try to maintain completeness. If you're 20 2022 aspirants, still you have time. If you feel whatever you're doing right now, whatever kind of mentoring and coaching you're getting is not enough, you can just subscribe to Unacademy. Not only that, you can also start attending classes on JEE English. But guys, there is a difference between JEE English. JEE English, you get all the free of cost lectures. If this suffices your your preparation, well and good. Anyway, we are delivering full fledged in-depth lectures for your JEE preparation. So yeah, 2022 aspirant Asha, I guess you can probably, if you're already on an academic subscription, you can start attending my classes, or you can start attending all of our classes, all of our JEE English classes, like all our lecturers are there, or at least be regular to JEE English. Let's say the key difference between an academic subscription and JEE English is you have test series over there. You have options of going through whatever program you want. Whereas in JEE English, you're a little bit restricted by whatever we are doing today. Like for an example, it's going to be electrostatics, it's going to be electrostatics. But anyway, you can attend the lectures over here, you can attend the lectures on an academy subscription. Somehow you need to manage it, guys. Okay, 2021 aspirants, you have to manage it. 2020 aspirants, still you have the time. You can still enroll to an academy subscription and do the test series, because an academy subscription is not just about lectures. You're getting lectures on JEE English as well. It's the key difference is there is test series, there is mega quizzes. So these kind of programs you will get on an academy subscription platform. And moreover, you can ask me doubts, you can get your doubts cleared on doubt clearing session. And of course, if I've seen you already on JEE English, I would be probably knowing that you have doubts. That is the reason you have come over there. So that kind of advantages you do have over an academy subscription. If not, you think the lectures, your basics are totally off the track due to lectures, start attending the lectures regularly. Try to maintain completeness in topic. 2021 aspirants, 2022 aspirants, you also have to maintain the completeness. There is no option out of this. You can't escape this maintaining completeness thing. But yeah, try to maintain completeness in each and every topic. Try to understand the concepts closely. Whatever we are doing now, for an example, we are dealing with conservation of energy. So try to understand the concept. Stay relaxed. Try to understand the concept. Move along. Don't freak out that suddenly I'm starting with some 23rd lecture of electrostatics. I'm making sure everything goes from basics in each and every lecture, trying to keep every topic independent of each other, which might not be possible in every class. Like for an example, if I'm going to write down potential energy, I'm directly going to write it down as Q by R. Right? That kind of things you need to understand, you need to grasp them. Maybe you can go back and attend the lectures, but try to complete the past lectures as well. Alright, let's get into this. So yes, position 1, position 2, we have position 1, which is going to be Q placed here, another Q placed here. Right, let's quickly complete this problem. We have already done this. If you need a detailed explanation, you can attend last lecture. So anyway, I'll explain you the things necessary to understand this. And there is a capital Q over here. This is position 1. Two things exist in position 1. What is total energy? I'm going to call total energy in position 1 as TE1. It has a potential energy. I'm just talking about which charge? I'm just talking about Q. Okay. I'm just talking about Q. Let me repeat this again. Guys. We are just dealing with Q. Why? Only charge perturbed in the system is Q. Total energy of Q is what I'm concerned about. So there is a kinetic energy associated with it, which is how much? 0.06 joules. Really awesome. And then there is a potential energy associated with it, which is going to be a negative quantity. Right? This entire thing is 6 meters. How much is this distance between small q and capital Q? That is going to be 3 meters. And what is the value of small q? It's plus 5 microcoulomb. Right? I've taken this to be A and this to be B, and what is this? This is C. This is the midpoint of both of them. They're separated by 6 meters difference, and C is the midpoint joining A and B. A charge Q is shot perpendicular to the line through C with a kinetic energy of 0.06 joules. So first of all, let's do a thing. Let me quickly write down what is Q. Q is plus 5 microcoulomb. I'm very particular about the sign. Just keep noticing it. Why? The reason is, yes, sign matters a lot. So that being said, yes, now you need to do the rest of the math, students. There is no way out of it. 0.06 plus of how much? Let me do a thing. This be enough. Let me first calculate P1, which is the most necessary part over here. P1, how much is it? K into small q into capital Q divided by, if I'm going to call this distance as, let's say, A, and this distance also A into 2, right? 2 system of charges. So the potential energy of Q is due to one charge over here, due to another charge over here. We're not talking about the system, we're just talking about charge, capital Q. I told you before, if at all only one charge is changing, you're going to deal with that only one charge. Right? It's really simple. Now it's about math, guys. Now let's do a thing. Substitute the values. Substitute the values, but trust me, the math is very easy in this case. Definitely your previous year JEE problems will also have math generally easy. So don't worry about, I mean, math means the arithmetic part of it. So the calculation part, they should be easy. So think about it in that perspective and proceed in this problem. It's a simple one. So 3 gets cancelled out. So you have 10 to the power, and one more thing, just missed it out. This is microcoulomb, this microcoulomb. So what should be here? 10 to the power minus 6 into 10 to the power minus 6, it will give you 10 to the power minus 12. 5 microcoulombs, right? And then there is minus 5 as well, and there is a plus 5. And then what you have, this 2 is due to 2 system of charges. Which 2? Just a moment, guys. Okay, this 2, this 1, 2, and this 2. It's the same 2, okay? And 10 to the power minus 12, it's unit conversion. Microcoulomb, microcoulomb. Alright, just as easy. So you have 10 to the power minus 3. And generally what I do is I cancel out 1, 5 and 2 with 10 to the power minus 3. This would be like 10 to the power minus 2. So leftover is how much? Minus 15 into 10 to the power minus 2, which is going to be how much? So P1's value would come out to be minus 0.15. Don't miss out the sign. Let me be specific about it again. This is P1 and you have Ke1. So what is total energy now? This position Q is going to be 0.06 plus that of minus 0.15. It's going to be minus 0.09. You can do this math. Just substitute the values and of P, whatever we have obtained of 0.06 joules that is given to you in the position 1, and work around this problem. Okay, now we understood the overall energy is still less due to the kinetic energy. Actually, it's more due to the kinetic energy. My mistake. Okay. So this would be how much? Minus 0.09 joules. Let me do a thing. Quickly change the color. All right. Minus 0.09 joules. This is T1, something that you need to understand. Now, what is happening in position 2? It is already at rest, right? In position 2, it is something like this. Q is over here. Another Q is over here. It is at this point. At this point. Right, and you draw that capital Q over here, and you say that it is at rest, and this distance is R. This distance should also be R. This is some point what? This is A, this is B, and this is D. So Q is at rest. Q comes to rest. The point. So what we need to do, we need to basically find out the value of R. We have small q to be plus 5 microcoulomb and capital Q to be minus 5 microcoulomb. And in this case, total energy is basically dependent upon only one quantity at this position 2. If you are going to call this as position 2, we are calling this as position 2. So your total energy is only dependent upon one quantity. In this case, no kinetic energy at rest. Kinetic energy at this position is going to be 0. So it's going to be like potential energy at position 2, which is going to be how much? K small q into capital Q divided by R. Okay. And this should be equal to total energy at position 1. Or rest is math. Naman, good question. I'll come to your question. Just give me a moment. So this is the total energy. Just give me a moment. I just read your question, Naman. I'll come to your question. Okay. So this is the total energy. This is conservation policy, right? That's it. This is conservation of energy. That's it. Isn't it? You have total energy at 1, total energy at 2. I've equated it. I've done nothing else. And you also know this is equal to minus 0.09 joules. Right? So let's write it down this way. From whatever equation you have, we can say K into small q into capital Q divided by R is equal to minus 0.09 joules. We know that the potential energy at this position is minus 0.09 joules. So if you calculate this, 9 into 10 to the power 9, and you have a minus 5 into 10 to the power minus 6. I'm not writing down that minus 6, and into 5 into 10 to the power minus 6. Sorry, this should be 2. Again, I messed out the 2, I guess. So there should be 2, right? 2 system of charges, one charge, one system, and the second system. Okay. So yes, there should be a 2. So 2 into 10 to the power minus 5. 9 into 10 to the power 9 minus 5 into 10 to the power minus 12 divided by R is equal to minus 0.09 joules. This is math. So Naman's question is, I'll come to the R as, if you calculate everything, the R will come out to be like 5 meters. Okay, math is simple. You can refer to the math for the last, this thing, problem set, and you'll get that. But we need to do a very important thing over here. I'll come to that point. I'm going to erase this thing. Okay, you got R to be 5 meters. Okay, what we can do a thing. So R is 5 meters. Let me do it over here itself. I'm going to erase this 1 and 2 part. I'll come to your question quickly. Aman, just hold on. So this is 5 meters. Very good. This is how much? 6 meters. This is D. This entire thing is 6 meters. Up until here, how much? 3 meters. What do you need to find out? Not AD, guys. Don't do that mistake. If you have noticed the options, there will definitely be a 5 meters. Don't mark it in the haste of the exam. You're dealing with an exam. Little, you need to be very careful. So the distance CD is asked. The distance AB is 5 meters, AC is 3 meters. This, of course, a perpendicular bisector. It has been shot perpendicularly and it has reached the point D. So what do you need to do? Apply the hypotenuse thing. Pythagoras theorem. You'll get this to be 4 meters. Right? Pi square minus the 9, 3 square. Under root of 5 square minus 3 square, 25 minus 9. So that's going to be under root 16. So it will be like 4 meters. I hope you understood this point. Right? So CD is 4 meters. R is 5 meters, but CD is 4 meters. That's it. Alright, let's take up a question now from Naman. Yeah, very good, Naman. So yes, Naman, sir, JEE 2021 will happen in March. We don't know. Probably assume no and prepare for your exam. Okay. Even though it may happen in the March, don't think that it is going to happen in the March. It is going to probably happen in the month of Feb. So move accordingly. Think about it as if it's going to happen in the month of Feb and start preparing. It can happen in the month of March. You never know. But let it be. Prepare as if it's going to happen tomorrow, not even in February. Okay, but that's not possible. So plan it and move accordingly. It's going to happen tomorrow. That is good for motivation. But speaking, logically and practically, think about it as if it's going to happen in Feb, probably mid-Feb, to prepare accordingly. You can plan out things right now, guys. Chances, Naman, I don't think much happening in March. Maybe like 50%, you can say. Still, it is 50%. But I still believe it may be near the, even if it's in March, it's going to be in the first week of March, not very late. No. Unless there's one more thing. We need to understand the current situation. If the current situation worsens, there are high chances that it may get delayed. But let's see. Let's hope everything goes well. Again, a very interesting question. So there are two ways of doing this question, guys. Really interesting question. Read this question carefully. Try it on your own. First of all, read this question. Take a moment. Try to answer this question. There is a very interesting thing that you can do in this question. One is you can do the way you do it. Do all the lengthy things. Probably you'll be spending a lot of time during your exam. But there is a shortcut for this problem. Okay, try to understand this problem. We discussed two things. One is electrostatic potential energy of the system. And the other thing is we discussed electrostatic potential energy of one charge in that system. Of a charge in the system. So let me read out the question. There are three equal charges Q and they are all placed at the corners of an equilateral triangle of side A. If the charges are released from the position, the position shown, that is like this equilateral triangle having side A, and A. If they are released and they all have mass m, so they are like charges with same magnitude and same mass, and then find the speed of each particle when they lie on a triangle of side 2A. Why this is happening? These are all like charges. Three charges with same magnitude and same nature of charges, if they are going to lie on a larger equilateral triangle, the potential energy of the system would reduce. Okay. First of all, let's get into this problem and understand how do we work on this. I don't know, there are two approaches for this, but we will initially do a thing. We'll understand the easier approach. Then I'll tell you what is the other way that can be done. But I think, you know what, you may want to think logically during your exam. Okay. Initially, it was inside a triangle with side A, and A. Now, what happened? It is in a triangle with side. Why did it gain kinetic energy? It lost some potential energy. So this is also an equilateral triangle. They have all moved out of that equilateral triangle, and nothing has changed as far as the charges are concerned. They are all Q, Q, and Q. Okay, that should not be changing, right? And the distance is 2A, 2A, and 2A. Now the question arises: should I be calculating it for the whole system? Maybe, yeah, you can do it 3kq by A, and then you have like 3kq by 2A. Find out what is the difference in the potential energy, and you say that is the kinetic energy gained by this system. But now the other way, or the easier way of thinking about it, let's say one individual charge has been asked, and now let's think. This is that one charge. There are charges 2 and 3. Let's ignore the 2 and 3 for now. Let's focus on that one charge. So these are all charges with equal magnitude and equal masses. But what has changed over here? Of course, the position of all the three charges. That is when they are lying on a triangle with side 2A instead of A. What can we do in this kind of questions? Observe one charge, velocity of one charge is being asked, or the speed of one charge is being asked. The easiest way that you can do it is you can assess the change in potential energy of that one charge. Okay, you can assess the change in potential energy of that one charge. It couldn't be easier if you took this route. So what is, so you can say kinetic energy of the charge 1 or individual charges is being asked anyway in your question. It's not the system's, what is the system's kinetic energy, better you go by the system. It's rather lengthier to go by the system, calculating the potential energy for 3 charges, calculating potential energy. Let's say we have n number of charges. Little hectic, right? But rather in this case, you can do it very easily. So you will say this is the change in the potential energy, which is going to be how much? Basically, KQQ by 2A and KQQ by A divided by KQQ by 2A. Oh, sorry, 2 into KQQ by 2A. 2 into KQQ by 2A minus of KQQ by A. Right? So, but we are talking about the impact of one charge, and this is one of the ways to go about it, and you will say this is equal to half of mv square, and you will find it out to be on the math. Sorry, this should be change in potential energy. Moment. Okay, and you can say is equal to half mv square. Now let's look at the approach. We go for the system. Kinetic energy of the system of 3 charges. Okay, understand this is kinetic energy of the system where we are assessing the kinetic energy of 3 charges. Okay, there are 3 charges in the system, and we need to find out what is this kinetic energy of the system of 3 charges. What is the change in potential energy of the system? If we are going to call this as position A and this as position B, you need to basically subtract to find out the potential energy of the system. You need to basically subtract position A minus that of B. Okay, let's keep it as capital A. It would be a little less confusing. Okay, this is position A, the small triangle, large triangle, position B. Position A minus position B. As you know, what is the potential at position A? 3 into K Q by A. Right? 3 into K Q by A. Minus that of, okay, 3 into, now we are talking about position B, K into Q by 2A. Right? So how much this should be? This should be something like 3 into KQQ by 2A, and you subtract it and you will get it to be 2 on the numerator. You will get something like KQQ by 2A. Okay, Q square, basically KQ square by 2A, 3KQ square by 2A. Right. Alright. Now this is the potential energy change of the system, which is how much? Let's move on to this point. This is change in potential energy of the system is how much? We saw from moving from A to 2A, it saw a change in potential energy, which was how much, guys? 3 into K into Q square by 2A. Right? Which is going to be equal to your change in kinetic energy or kinetic energy of the system, since we are saying initially the system was in rest. Okay, and down this way. Right, what is the kinetic energy of the system? Say that Any point? It's going to be 3 into half mv square. Simple, isn't it? All right. So, but now, how much is this? Like 3 by 2 mv square, which is going to be equal to 3 by 2 kq square by 2a. Right? It's 3 by 2 mv square. All of them have same velocities. All the charges would have same velocities. Whatever direction it is, all the charges would have same velocities. Okay. Now here lies the question. So what has changed? The potential energy and the kinetic energy as well. That it has gained some kinetic energy. I'll come to your question. I think you're talking about two sine waves. I'll come to your question, Suraj. Just saw your question. So how much is mv square? Mv square is k q square by 2a is equal to how much? In this case, you'll get v square to be something like kq square by 2ma. Now how much is v? V is k into q square by 2 or 4. It's 2, right? Yeah, 2m. This is the velocity of the charges. Now comes the point. So if at all I was calculating it for one charge, I'm getting double the value. Okay. The change in potential energy, if I'm just calculating it for 1q, let's say, what it would have been? It would have been kq square by 2a into 2, basically kq square by a. So what has gone wrong in this case? If you think about it carefully, has gained some momentum. What has gone wrong in this case? When you are accounting it for an individual charge, what have you done? You have counted the same energy thrice. Okay, you counted the same energy thrice. So if you want to go by the shortcut, you need to understand how many times it is being counted again and again. Okay, how many times it is being counted again and again. In this case, it is basically n minus 1, 3 minus 1. Think about any other case, it's going to be n minus 1, simply divided by n minus 1, that's it. In this case, it was divided by 2, you got it. Change in potential energy of q is this much, but what is its kinetic energy? Its kinetic energy is not going to be change in potential energy, but rather change in potential energy divided by n minus 1. In this case, it is going to be 3 minus 1. So potential energy by 3 minus 1, how much is this going to be? 2. 3 minus 1, right? 3 charges. Alright, just do the same math, you will get the same answer. So this would come out to be kq square by 2a, right? Just ultimately you will be equating this to half mv square. So you will be getting the same kind of answer. Right? Alright. So I believe this concept should be really clear, and we can move on to the next problem. Alright guys. Okay. So let's first of all come to the question by you know are we counting it once, twice, or thrice? Two. Change in potential was T divided by AQ square by A divided by 2. Okay, all right. So it should have been GQ square by A. Okay, all right. So what's the question from Suraj? If the initial phase at the origin of a sinusoidal wave is pi, then does that mean there was no initial phase? No, nothing like that. Why it would be so? Okay. All right, guys. Let's get into this question then. Moment. I think why did we have because that is not matching. Just a moment. Q square by. How did we get this another A here? Another A should not be present. 3 by 2, 3 by 2 cancels out. So this 2 would also be cancelling out. The concept should match. KQ square by MA. Alright. So yeah. So a small mistake was done while carrying out the calculation. Just notice that since the concept should match, if you notice over here 3, and while carrying out this potential energy, which is basically potential energy, if I return it down, this will happen better. This should have been 3 by 2 kq square by A, but I added an extra 2 over here, which should not be present. Just remove the 2, and there we go. Right, we need to remove that 2. That was a calculation mistake. So just never mind. Okay, the concept remains the same. That's not going to change. All right, guys. So yeah, it will be kq square by MA, not 2MA. The same can be done for one of them, but you need to divide it by n minus 1, the number of times that you're going to count it for the system. All right. Yeah, Suraj, I believe your question is clear. So if the initial phase at origin of a sinusoidal wave is pi, then what does that mean? There was no initial phase? No, that means that it is having an initial phase, but phases with respect to another wave. So probably you're thinking about a case where one is originating at pi and other is not originating at pi. So in that case, you assume that to be the other way around. Alright guys, so there is a charged particle. Okay, this is a very interesting question. So we have been dealing with velocity and speed, etc. Now comes a very interesting part of this chapter, which is going to be around having electric fields. Since this already we are in the place where we are assessing the speed of the charges for the change in potential energy. Now what is being asked, a charged particle in an electric field from rest travels through a distance or falls through a distance of t in time t. If the charge on the particle is doubled, the time of fall would be how much? Okay, take gravity free space and uniform electric field. How do you work around this question? Think about it carefully and let's get into this thing. Okay, so it's actually a very simple concept. So there is an electric field. Let's assume this is the direction of the electric field. And this is near about a concept of gravity. You can think about it in very different directions, having projectile motion, nature, etc. Let's say this is a positive charge which is going to move away or in the direction of it. Right. So what is going to happen now? Due to this electric field, this charge would be experiencing a pull, or like it will be moving in the direction. Okay, basically due to this electric field giving an acceleration, it is going to move in the downward direction. How much is this acceleration? We need to find out what is this acceleration. What is the force on the charge? In this case, Q into E. Okay, and how much would that mean? Acceleration is F is equal to ma. That is also true, right? F is equal to ma, F is equal to QE. That means acceleration in this case is going to be QE by, right? Simple. Now comes the question, what needs to be done now is, we'll understand that part. Okay, let's move on to the next page. I hope this up until here it's clear. The acceleration in this case is Q into E by ma, given that the charge is Q. All right. Now they are saying something like this, that this charge Q is coming down due to this acceleration A. How much distance it has covered? It has come down by a distance t in time how much? T. It falls through a distance d in time . Simple, really simple concepts. So how do you work around this question, this kind of question? It is starting from rest. You have a hint over here. Simply apply Newton's equation of motion. S is equal to ut plus half at square. That is it. That is it to find out time. U is 0. So can we write down this as half at square if u is equal to 0? Initially at rest, right? Simple. Now what is your time t? Time t is basically, in this case, S is equal to d. So we can write down something like this: d into 2d by a, root of 2d by a. Okay, root of 2d by a. This is one of the cases. So what has happened? The charge has undergone vertical displacement, or whatever. It can be also horizontal, does not matter. Electric field is in this direction, gravity free space, it will travel t distance in this much time. And how much is this, guys? This is going to be like 2d, distance d, divided by a. If you remember, what was a? QE by m. Just write down that QE by m. I'm taking this m on the top. I'm going to call this time as T1, because there are two instances. One instance where the charge is doubled. So this is case 1. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to call this as T1. That is it. Now let's come to the next point. Now there is a case 2. What is happening in case 2, guys? Case 2, this charge is no more Q, it is 2Q, and this time what is happening? This is experiencing the same or different acceleration. A different acceleration. How much is that acceleration in this case? 2Q yeah, 2QE by m. That's correct. Yeah, charge is double, right? Not the mass is double. Charge, particle is double. So to cover a distance d, how much time t2 this is going to take? So T2 we can directly write down under root. We got it from which equation, guys? From the equation of motion, or the Newton's equation of motion, however you like to call it. So this is 2D divided by 2QE by M. You're taking that M, so you can cancel it out and you'll get it out something like root of D into M divided by QE. So now comes the point, what should be the ratio of T1 and T2, or how much is, if this is T, how much is T2? Basically take the ratio of T2 and T1. Take the ratio of T2 and T1, you would realize that T1 is greater than T2, get something like 1 by root 2, but this is how much? T2 by T is the actual given value. And initially there was a charge Q and it has been doubled. Simply say that T2 is equal to how much? It will take lesser time, right? Of course the acceleration is greater. So ever you see such question, you should know it should take lesser time because the acceleration is greater. So A is false, C is false, it's between B and D, and of course once you start calculating. Alright, that's it. That's another case where charge moves. One is gaining kinetic energy, one is kept in a uniform or a non-uniform. Alright, then let's move on to next problem. It's a very interesting problem. So make sure you understand it really well. Why don't you try it out? There is a little bit, at least start working on the steps, students. That is the most important thing. There are two Cu64 nuclei who touch each other. The electrostatic repulsive energy of the system is how? Given to you, the atomic number of the copper is 29. Okay. So now think about it. Take a moment. Think about the question. Get started. Maybe take at least 2 minutes to write down the approach, and then we'll move into this question. Okay, it's a very simple question. Trust me. Okay, Avinash. Yeah, get started, Avinash. Hi. Think about the approach. Think about the approach. Simple one, students. Just focus and try to understand what has been given to you. If you ever get a question like this, let's get started. If you understood the method, well and good. So what is there? There are like two Cu, right? They are touching each other. Okay. So let's say one Cu has a radius of R, and both are Cu, right? Both would have radius R only, then it does not matter. Okay. One atom has radius R. Hi Jeshwara, I'm good. Good evening. Nice to have you. What is the distance between the center of both Cus? Okay. This kind of questions do exist, so focus on this question. How much is R? R is equal to R naught. Okay. R is equal to R naught. This can be a specific kind of question that is being asked to you. R naught A to the power 1 by 3. Note it down, students. Note it down. How much is A? A of copper is 64. Just substitute it. How much is R naught? R naught is 1.2. And what do you get the value in? All in Fermi meters. And how much is 1 Fermi meter? 10 to the power minus 6 nanometer. Okay. Alright guys, now substitute the value 1.2 into A to the power 1 by 3, which is nothing but 64 to the power 1 by 3 Fermi meters. 64, how much it is? 4 cube. This is going to be 4.8 Fermi meters, which further converted to meters, it is going to be 10 to the power minus 6 nanometers, which further, I mean, this is to nanometers, which further converted to meters, it would be 4.8 into 9 into 10 to the power minus 6, which is going to be 10 to the minus 15. You can remember also, minus 15. This is R. But what is the separation between both of them? It is R into 2 or 2R. Separation is not R. Don't make this mistake. Separation is 2R. Note it down, guys. A very important and a different kind of problem. Okay. So separation is 2R. Okay, now comes the question. What is the? Okay. I hope you have written it down. You can take a moment, write it down if you have. Down, I'll just quickly note down. Assess calculation, and of course understand this thing. They touch each other, in that case it is. Alright, let's move on. So here comes the question that what is electrostatic potential? The electrostatic potential energy, when there are like let's say these are like very small spheres, no uniform charge distribution, like shell or conducting body, so just copper and another copper, so both are just coppers, listen to each other, touching each other. We know this is 2R. Since from one center to another center, it will act as if all the charges are focused at the center. Right? You might be getting a question. Like if there is going to be balance, this is not true. Right? Yeah. But this is how you typically work around this question. I've just got this question. If at all there is an imbalance, probably you can assume there's a charge Q, imbalance charge Q in the center. There's a balance, there should not be any charge, but these questions are being asked, hence I got this question. It's a little bit complicated question. Okay. Complicated in terms of understanding new concepts. So in these kind of questions, what you do is you say that atomic number 29 is the amount of charges Q. So if we are going to talk about electrostatic potential energy, how much it is going to be? K into Q, both are Q, right? Divided by R or 2R, divided by 2R. This is 9 into 10 to the power 9 into Q is how much, guys? 29, how much? Electron volt. Q is how much? We come to this point again. Q is not 29 coulombs, 29 EV. Need to convert. So it is 29. So basically it's square, right? Q square. I can write it down as 29 into 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 whole square. And this is 2 into 4.8 into 10 to the power minus 15. Now notice another important thing. Whenever you get such questions, okay, nothing. I'm just written a number, just converted into electron volt. But now the question arises. Okay, this is coulombs. I'm sorry. This is 29 E, not volt. But it's the same thing. 0.600. But if you observe the question, what are they asking you in MEV? Okay, so the answer should be in electron volt, mega electron volt. Okay, it should be in mega electron volt. All right, now rest is just calculation. Just simplify this, and this is going to be 9 into 10 to the power 9 into, how much is 1 electron volt? 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19. Just take out that 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19. So it's 29 into 29. If If I take out 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19, that is going to be in electron volt divided by 2 into 4.8 into 10 to the power minus 15. Okay, right. So this is how much? 1.6, 4.8, 3, 3, 3, 9, 3, 3, and you definitely need to also cancel out something known as 10 to the power 9, and you have okay, let's first of all do this. 10 to the power minus 19 and 10 to the power minus 15, it's 10 to the power minus 4, and 10 to the power 9 and 10 to the power minus 4, how much is it going to be? 10 to the power 5. So finally you have something like potential energy is how much? 5 sorry, take 3 by 2 3 by 2 into 29 square into 10 to the power 5 electron volt. If it was exam and the same options were given to you, what would you do? First of all, don't go through the we'll do the math, don't worry about it. Don't go through the complication of, calculating 29 square. Try to approximate things. Okay, this is just an approximated way of calculating things. Just think about it. Instead of 29 square, if I keep it as 30 square into 10 to the power 5 into 3 by 2, what is my answer? Something like 30 square is how much? 900. So 900 into 3, 2700. 2700 divided by 2. What do I get? I get something like 13, just a moment. 135, that's correct, yeah. Just a moment. Let me do this again. I'm slipping up. 1350, yeah. Right? 327, yeah. 1350 into 10 to the power 5 electron volt. So this should be like 135. Near about 135. Do you have any answer around 135 electron volts? Of course, this is not mega electron volts. Sorry. Let me get this thing. It's not electron volts, this is mega electron volts because we have already converted it. It's basically 10 to the power 6 electron volts. So this should be how much? 135 mega electron volt. Okay, anyway, this is 7.88, this is 0.788, and this is 788. It's still not near 135, only 126.5 you can directly. If you want to do the math, there is a way of doing this. There's a knack of working around this kind of problem. So what is the most complicated thing that you want to calculate over here? I'll take you through a small method to do such problems. I often keep speaking about this, but we never do this. So it is 29 square, right? How do you work around 29 square? Let me tell you an easy way. 29 square is nothing but 30 minus 1 whole square is equal to just 29 square. Right, the same thing. What is 30 minus 1 whole square? 30 square plus 1 square minus of 2 into 30 into 1. A square, A minus B whole square is equal to A square plus B square minus 2AB. Unacademy t-shirt, attempt maybe like, I don't know. Alright, so this should be like 30 square plus 1 square minus 2 into 30 into 1. This is how much? This is simpler, guys. 900 plus 1. We can get the exact answer, not at all a problem. Minus 60 without putting in much efforts. That is also a thing. So you'd get it out to be 841. Okay, this is like an accurate way of doing it, but this is only you'll do it only when it's not an MCQ and you have to deal with a bit more complications in this case. So again, you need to simplify this. This should be like 1 2 just a moment. So 841 multiplied by 3, which is going to be like 3, 12 and 24, 25, 23 divided by 2 into 10 to the power 5. Still you need to simplify this. That's what I'm saying. The calculation is going to be lengthy. Instead you take up the easier way of doing it. 126 dot something 1.111, I don't know, like 5 something would come up. So just simplify this. This would be like 126.15 mega electron volt. Okay. Right, I didn't know that. I'll check it out. Short sky. Okay. So that is it, guys. This is one of the ways of going about it, but this was about the math. Now we are going to enter one of the most important concepts around potential energy. So stay focused. This is a simple question. This is really a simple question. What is given to you? A potential energy of a spherical shell with radius r and plus q charge distributed on it. Plus q charge is uniformly distributed on a shell with radius r. What is the potential energy? Try it out, short sky. Try it out, students. How do you work around this problem? Is it going to be 0? Like an isolated case. Think about it. Let me come to the point. I hope some of you must have read Van de Graaff generator. If not, do watch a video. So in Van de Graaff generator, are you doing some work? Yeah. Spherical distribution of charges? Yeah. So that means probably it's not 0. Right? It is not 0. There is some self-energy associated with the shell. There is some self-energy associated with the shell. Got it? I believe you understood this point. So to get the spherical distribution of charges, you are doing some work. To assemble these charges in a spherically distributed manner, you are doing some work. Why does this shell as an a standalone system have any self-energy? It is because the self-energy is existing because to assemble those charges, is what we read. So I'm just stating it that way. To assemble the charges, we need to do work. We need to do work means there is some self-energy associated with it. Where is this energy stored? This energy is stored in the form of self-energy. To get that distribution of charges, some work has to be done. Hence, some work needs to be done. Some work needs to be done for assembling the charges, some self-energies associated. Alright, let's move on to this question. It's a very simple question. So now, how do we work around this question? Now here arises the problem. So Q charge is distributed on it, and how do we find out what is the self-energy of the system? We know there is a potential on the surface. Can we do something around it? Probably no. We'll do something known as forget this charge Q. On now, the total charge is Q. Forget this charge Q for now. Okay. And let me do a thing. Let me just completely get out this charge Q. So what is happening is we have charge. Let's say some small charge Q. And how you are doing this is Q is on it. It's not Q, but it's just some small charge Q. How did he do this? from some infinity distance, you have brought this dq. You are bringing this dq from infinity distance. So now you understood, right? It's either from the ground. If you remember the Van de Graaff generator, it's from the ground, isn't it? So you are bringing all this dq, small charges and assembling them on this. And at some point it is like q. Okay. At some point it is like q. So what is this work done to bring this dq charge when there was q charge on the sphere? That would be how much dw, that is the work done by us, is going to be how much going to be dq delta v. What is delta v in this case? Change in potential at infinity is 0. Basically the potential of the sphere. It's dq into kq by r. And let me ask you a question now. So from where to where this dq, up until when you are adding this dq? You are adding this dq until this q becomes q, capital Q. So from 0 to q you are doing the work in assembling these charges. Simple, really easy. That's it. That's all you need to understand. That is it. So how much work needs to be done? Total work? Just integrate this dw. That is it, guys. Total work done is equal to that small work being done, which is nothing but dq ps. From 0 to q we are doing such work. You can assume that as soon as you give a dq charge, it's getting uniformly distributed on the spherical shell. Alright, so that is it. So it's going to be kq into dq by small r or capital R. It's all capital R. Okay, so written it as small r, change it to capital R because this shell is just shell. It's just capital R even over here. No point in writing down a small r. It's just like I've written it as small r. It was smaller. It's just basically capital R. Okay. All right. Now. Because a spherical shell surface potential is going to be the same, it's the same as at the center. Now work external is going to be how much? K is constant, R is constant, R is the radius of the sphere. It's going to go from 0 to capital Q until it reaches this charge Q on it. And it's Q dq, that's it. So how much does this give you? This gives you something like a by r into q square by 2. If you integrate q, what do you get? Q dq, you get plus q square by 2. That's it. With 0 to q, just apply all of the limits. So you will get work done. It's nothing but the self energy or the energy content or the electrostatic potential energy to be how much? The work external. How much is that, guys? Just substitute this q and q, zero limit. It's going to be kq square by 2r. That is it. Alright. It was a simple problem, I believe, but it is very important to understand this. Given a system of spherical shells or metallic shells or metallic spheres, do not forget to add this extra term in your problem. That is where it goes wrong. Alright, let's get into another interesting concept. This time, why don't you just get started around this? So, the potential energy of a non-conducting sphere with radius r and plus q charge distributed throughout its volume. Now, what is the potential energy going to be? Is it going to be zero? We, of course, right now know that it's not at all zero. It should be one among them. Is it going to be greater than, distributing it on the surface, or is it going to be less than distributing it? That's one of the ways to think about it. If it's the same charge, it's probably easy for you to think about it because surface potential is decreasing. What I'm saying is, this is a non-conducting sphere. So how are you building the sphere? And small shell, another shell on the top of it. So if you have noticed, initially the surface potential would have been less or more. Now let's start solving this problem and understand what is the work done to distribute these charges in the form of solid sphere. Is it more or is it less than just distributing it on the surface? But let's get started. So first of all, here you need a little bit of a different approach. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say this is how the shell is being built. Initially, I accumulated some charge Q inside it, and then what I'm doing is I'm adding some, let me just choose a different color. Okay, some external shell. Moment. So it's not adding it on the surface, bringing it from the infinity, but this time it is as if you are adding a shell each time. There's a shell, there's a shell, there's a shell. And then as the moment you add a few shells, you will see it's a sphere. It's a non-conducting sphere, and this non-conducting sphere would have some charge inside it, and then you would have a shell. So this is the work that you're doing. The moment you're bringing in the shell, you're doing some work. Okay, that is it, guys. And let's assume this to be having a small radius r, and this to be like having a thickness dr. Which one is having a thickness dr? This shell marked in blue. And of course, because the shell, the sphere, the conducting sphere that you have already assembled has a radius smaller. Right, this conducting shell that you have already assembled has a radius of small r. That is it, students. End of the game. But before that, we need to understand it's a uniform charge distribution, else we cannot apply this. Else you would have to calculate it for the given rho. If it's a uniform charge distribution, I can say rho is equal to, which is nothing but what is the spatial charge density or volumetric charge density. So K is rho is equal to Q divided by the volume of the sphere, which is that whole sphere, which is going to be Q divided by 4 by 3 pi capital RQ. This is a constant value given that it's a uniform charge distribution. Right? So that is it. If you understood this point, rest is easy. So what is the work done in this case? Let me quickly ask you this question. So you already know it's from infinity. We are not going to write down all of those things. We have a dq charge coming in, and we have what? We have the potential of the sphere. Two terms. Let me do a thing. Let me quickly do a thing. We change the color of maybe potential of the sphere. No, let me give a different color to the dq. Okay. So that you understand that dq is nothing but that shell that we got in. Okay, so we have a dq and we have that large sphere. Oh, sorry, the small sphere. This is the small sphere with radius how much r. This is a different thing. This is vs is a different thing altogether. This has a capital radius r. Now, how much is dq, students? It's going to be, it's a shell. It's a shell, right? It's a shell. It's a 3D shell. It's 4 pi r square dr into rho. Or I can say rho into the volume of that shell. And what is my surface potential, guys? My surface potential of my this sphere is going to be how much? As if all the charges are concentrated at the center, it's going to be kq by small r. Let's first of all write down what is going to be this term and find out the value. It's simple thing. If you already understood it, you would have quickly done it by now. So now first of all, work done. Okay, let me do a small thing. I'll give it a different color. Just remember the picture in the last slide. You will be able to intuit this quickly. So we had something like rho into that of dq. dq is this, right? Rho into that of shell into something like k into small q divided by r. That sphere here, radius r and charge q, and right, this being said, you need to calculate something like this. Rho, I'm just going to give rho is a constant value. What is vs? This is radius r. Vs is how much? 4 pi r square dr. That's the volume of the shell. 4 pi r square dr. Anyway, you have kq by r and you need to find out kq by r. What is q? Q is 4 by 3 pi r cube into rho. That's it. End of the game. Of course, there is an integration left over that you need to do, and post that you'll get the answer. It's a simple question, and maybe at the end of the day you want to remember this, guys. It's not like you can omit this. All right, let me write down dw. Let me extend this equation over here. So I'm just carrying this equation over here. So this is going to look like rho into 4 pi r square dr into k into q is how much? 4 by 3 pi r cube into rho and divided by an r. An r would cancel out and you would have something like square over here. R square multiplied r to the power 4. Let me do a thing. Let me compile this equation and we'll integrate it. So this would be how much? 4 pi 4 pi. If you notice, there are like 4 pi 2 times, so we can just keep it as 4 pi square for now and then just move on. And we would also have a 3. I'm just taking out all the constant terms, and then we have a k, and then what are the other constant terms that we have? Rho square, and what is the term that is changing? R to the power 4 dr. And this r is varying from 0 up until r. This process is continued from 0 to R. So if you integrate it from 0 to R, you get. So what is the total work done for this complete assembly? Guys, from 0 to R, what is the work done? Work done, total work done is nothing but integration of dW. How much is that? Of course, you understood that infinity point, etc. 0 to R. And we had something like 4 pi whole square divided by 3 into k into rho square, which were all constant. Okay, r square d, r to the power 4 dr. And now just a moment, guys, let me quickly do this thing. 4 pi whole square divided by 3 into k into rho square is constant. What I have to integrate is r to the power 4 dr. What is r to the power 4 dr? Integration is basically r to the power 5 by 5. Yep. And the limits are going to vary from 0 to r. Right? That is it, guys. R to the power, let me write it down this way, but it's basically r to the power 5, right? So r to the power 5 by 5, the limit extends from 0 to r. So one term is going to be 0. Basically, you can write it down as just capital R by 5. This would be like 4 pi whole square. Let me do a thing. Let me quickly write it down over here and substitute the values as such, the final value that we want to get. So 4 pi whole square divided by 3 into k into rho square into r to the power 5 by 5. That's what you have. Substitute the value of what? Rho square to get the final result in terms of q. This is the answer. Okay, but you need to substitute in terms of rho to get the answer. And what is this work done, guys? Work done is nothing but self energy or the electrostatic potential energy of this sphere is equal to work external. So what is the electrostatic potential energy of the sphere? It is going to be something like 4 pi whole square divided by 3 into k into rho square into that of how much? We have something like r to the power 5 by 5. But what is the thing that you want to remember? Let me tell you quickly. Substitute the value of rho square and you will quickly get the answer. And you will quickly get a friendly term that you can remember quite easily. And this is going to be q by 4 by 3 pi r capital cube, right? Isn't it? Yep. And there should be a q square. Alright. R to the power 5 by 5. Solve this. Why did I keep this 4 pi square just that way? Is like, it will ultimately get cancelled. I know that. And there would be a 3. 1 3 would get cancelled. You would have only 1 3. So this would come out to be 3kq square by 5r. This is something that you want to remember. As the radius increases in this charge distribution, your potential increases. And is this greater than kq by kq square by r? No, less than that. Is it? Think about it carefully. Okay. I believe this was clear, guys. So think about it carefully. How much is this compared to kq square by r by 2r, where you had just distributed it on the shell? Has less work been done, more work been done? What is the case? More work has been done, right? Think about it practically. More work has been done to get this kind of assembly. Isn't it? Just multiply with 2 on numerator and denominator, there with 5 on the numerator and denominator. It's going to be 0.6 something, that is going to be like 0.5 something. So more work has been done. So always remember, more work is done for uniform charge distribution. More work is done rather than distributing it on the surface of metallic sphere or like conducting sphere. Simple. So this says less work has been done. Of course, cancel out this thing. This says same work has been done. That's not true. D could have been the correct answer. Understood this point. Potential is decreasing with increasing distances. If you come the reverse way around, you'll understand its potential is increasing. So with increasing potential, you're assembling the dq charge. More work has to be done. Simple way to remember. Okay, 3kq square by r. You of course have to remember. This could have been like small q in this case, but here how much was it? kq square by 2r. Two terms, very important things to remember. These are like self energy. This is actually a derivation. If you have noticed, you need to remember the terms. You will be given problems like this. Okay, you will not be given problems like that, but maybe possible, but like this. So now comes the most interesting part of everything. Read this question. We have just gone through this. 3 small conducting spheres, each of radius a. So there are like, these are not point charges anymore. These are sphere with radius a. Each one of them is a sphere with radius a, conducting sphere with radius a, is placed at the corners of an equilateral triangle of side x. So this distance between the spheres is side x. The length of the side x is considerably larger than the dimensions of the sphere. The potential energy of the system is how much? Should it be 3kq square by x, or 3kq square by 2a, or this should be like 3kq square by 1 by 2a plus that of 1 by x, or whether it should be d. So think about it carefully. Take your time, and but get the answer as it is. And those two derivations or those two problems that you have done, the final result is something that you have to remember. Alright guys, it's time now. Let's get into this problem. It's a simple one. One, there exists due to this x distance between the charges, as if the charges are placed at the center. One is this potential energy of the system due to the separation x. And there is also, due to the shells or spheres, these are spheres, conducting spheres, there is a potential energy associated with them, which is what? Self energy. The potential energy that has been developed in assembling these shells. If you remember, let me come this way. So what is potential energy of one shell? How much is it? It's going to be K, if it has charge Q on it, kq square by 2r, right? It is the same for conducting, because all charges are going to be distributed on the surface, conducting sphere. End of the story. But how many times you will add them in the total? The total, there would be like 3 times the potential energy of the shell or the sphere. In this case, it's conducting sphere. In this case, it's conducting sphere. That is why it is kq square by 2r. If it was like a non-conducting sphere, you would do 3 by 5 kq square by r. That should be clear. Okay. That is it. Now what you need to do is you need to add, first of all, you understood this point, that potential energy due to the self energy is going to be 3p sphere. And you already remember for the triangular configuration, what is px, guys? Px is how much? 3 into kq by x. kq square by x. Okay, n into n minus 1 by 2. In this case, n is 3, n into n minus 1 by 2, it's going to be just 1 minus 1 is going to be 2. 1 to 1 2 gets cancelled. You only have 3kq square by x. That is it. Simple. Let's move on to the problem. Now, this was a very simple question. The total potential energy of the system is due to this triangle, and the other one that is due to what? That self energy, I'm going to call this time. And this would be like 3kq by x, kq square by x, my mistake, kq square by x, and 3 times k q square. What was the radius given to you? A, right? 2a. It's 2r. In this case, it's a. It's 2a. That's it. Simply take out this kq square, 3kq square common. You would get something like 1 by x plus that of 1 by 2a. That is it. So total potential energy is how much of the system potential energy of the system is 3 into k into q square into 1 by x plus 1 by 2a. In fact, you can neglect the term x since it's significantly larger but not a. You're welcome, Rishabh. Yeah, just focus and be regular, guys. Alright, that is it. So often mistakes happen here. Don't forget the self energy part. Alright, guys, I think this must have been clear, and with this we are done with the electrostatic potential energy. One more thing is left over, that is electric dipole, but a very interesting chapter. And of course there is electrostatic potential energy of dipole as well, and there were direct questions from electric dipole in your exam, so don't miss out this chapters. Don't miss it out, guys. Don't miss it out. All right, I think it's 1 by 2a. Alright, guys, don't miss out the electric dipole chapter. That being said, do not miss out. Yeah, you can also use permutations combination, Rishabh. Yeah, you can not use. Okay, good question. So if there were like n such charges, 1 charge, 2 charge, 3 charge, 4 charge, n such charges, let's assume they're all equally placed, 1 2 3 4. What do? You do nc2. You'll use like you need to select 2 out of those n and calculate how many such combinations exist. Okay, but this is no different than n into n minus 1 by 2. Okay, this is no different than n into n minus 1 by 2. You're welcome, Rishabh. And that being said, students, Unacademy Combat is going to happen on 6th of December. Do not miss it out. Complete live and win lots of rewards and prizes. This includes hundreds of Amazon voucher, Apple products. And guys, this Unacademy Combat is not just going to be your, just your game, battle, etc., but also, a very good way to test your preparation. So do attend it and enroll now today. Just enroll it right away today, guys. If you have this, access to this app, just enroll today. Okay, students, do not miss it out, because it's very interesting, to attend such gamified battles and understand your competitiveness. And in fact, it's going to be a national level competition. So make sure. Rishabh, which course? You mean electrostatics? Electrostatics, students, we are about to finish electrostatics. It's a lengthy chapter, but we have all covered pretty much every concept around electrostatics. Make sure you're attending each and every chapter. Anyway, we'll do some DPPs, mostly around PYQs. Since this chapter was very lengthy, we'll take up PYQs, and anyway, there are aspirants who have exams coming up, so we'll take up chapters accordingly after the PYQs. But very few concepts are left. electric dipole based questions are being asked near like 2019 and a direct question on calculating just the dipole moment. If you understand just calculating dipole moment concept well, anyway you can't ignore any of the concepts in electrostatics. You have to cover dipole moment, you have to cover electrostatic potential energy, you have to cover electrostatic potential, you have to cover how to calculate force in a medium, little bit mechanics involved problem. You need to understand how to do this, moving charges, how to calculate electric field of a uniform charge distribution, non-uniform charge distribution. But these are still the concepts according to me, because even though these are like problems, we took a problem based approach, but you know what, your PYQs will direct you exactly in which direction you have to work. And given that we have we can spend time on electrostatics more, but I believe we better move on to next chapter post electric dipole, and there is a little bit of more distribution of charges. Post that we move on to few DPP session, and then move into some other chapter that is more valuable for your exam. It's also very important that we move smartly and strategically. You are in no, Rishabh, if you got NIT, why would you take a drop? If you got NIT, that's amazing, right? Why should you even take a drop? But think about it. If you're more so there are two approaches, guys. One is you get into college, you struggle a little bit, you prepare that year as well, again attempt IIT JEE, try to get into IITs if you're more interested in IITs. Else NIT is a very good option. Okay, keep watching the strategy videos, check out the past strategy videos to understand your branch selection, whether you need to go for the college or whether you need to go for the branch selection, whether you should be taking a drop. Okay, class 12 for your brother. Okay, I thought. Yeah, of course, you can do that, Rishabh. I think enrolling to Unacademy will help him. If he's already even in coaching, it will help him a lot because he can maintain the completeness. Completeness is the key concept, is the most important thing, be it any chapter that you're dealing in physics. If the same is true for math as well. But yes, choose your program accordingly. If you're in 12th class, I think you should be getting started now. It's high time. And be regular to lectures, be it you're attending on a kind of subscription of JEE English. That being said, students, really good. You can bring your brother on the AMA session, Rishabh. Stay updated. Click on that like button and subscribe button. Sorry, that subscribe button, bell notification to get timely updates. Also share this video. And Rishabh, yes, you can come to the AMA session with your brother. That's going to happen very soon. You can get your brother and you can ask your questions, whether how you should be enrolling, what you should be doing, these kind of things, and your preparation, etc. And that being said, students, do not forget to enroll to this most competitive gamified IIT JEE battle ever, where you can win lots of amazing prizes and rewards like Amazon vouchers and Apple product, and that is going to be an Unacademy Combat. Enroll today with Murli Live coupon. So sorry, this is not a coupon, this is just a code. So just enroll today with Murli Live code. Yeah, I think it's better if you start early, Rishabh. Absolutely start. So that being said, yes, I am also live on your subscription platform, Unacademy Plus, with optics basics to advanced coursework. We will, of course, at the moment only be doing courses where you will be able to score efficiently in your exam. And guys, this optics basics to advanced coursework is a complete coursework on optics, and it has just been launched. It's a comprehensive course in which we'll be doing both ray optics and wave optics, which is about 15 to 20% of your paper. So think about it, easiest topic, independent of rest of the topics. You don't have to be worried about your backlogs. You can still attend it and you can score at least 15% of your paper, JEE Mains paper. So think about it, JEE Mains, JEE Advanced paper. And according to me, it's a very easy topic. If you understand everything, you'll be able to also crack your problems in advance. Anyway, this course is from basics to advanced. You can attend the session depending upon your needs. Everything will start from basics and it will go from until advanced. So even if you don't know anything, you can start attending it. You can prepare until JEE Mains level. If you don't understand the advanced concept, come to the doubt clearing session. Every fourth session is a doubt clearing session, and of course tomorrow is a doubt clearing session. Yeah, very good, amazing, Rishabh. Yeah, plan accordingly. You can guide him. And yes, if you're already on an Unacademy subscription, enroll soon. If you're planning to purchase one, purchase it right now and enroll. And it has just been launched, so be sure to also check out the past lectures while attending the session. That being said, our JEE English team is also live on Unacademy Plus with courses for JEE Mains 2021 on differential calculus, electromagnetism, and of course, as you know, optics B2A basics to advanced, and chemical kinematics. And not only that, our team is also live on Unacademy Plus with courses for 2022 aspirants with advanced course on mechanics and advanced course on redox and equivalent concepts and detailed course on graph sets and relations and functions. So this is the kind of team that we have on JEE English, which is going live also on Unacademy Plus. And that being said, students, if you are looking for dedicated batches for droppers, that is JEE Mains and advanced 2021 aspirants, yes, we have it, and we have just started it. You can still attend it, and it's known as Google Batch, so go and check it out. And not only that, if you're a 2022 aspirant and if you're looking for micro classes for 11th class, it has also begun. You can check out micro program from our Unacademy team. And that being said, students, do not forget to like this video, do not forget to share this video, do not forget to click on that like and subscribe and that share button. Make sure you share the knowledge, because sharing is caring, and you're not just sharing it just for the sake of sharing it, but also for your friends who can get access to quality lectures for free of cost. And not only that, guys, let me tell you another thing. Once you share it, someone in need may get access to this amazing lectures. So do share this video, do like this video, do not forget to click on that bell button and that subscribe button to get timely notification. And students, work hard and smart to achieve your success. This is the time. Already NTA director has come up with a partial announcement on an expected date of examination. So also be sure not only to work hard but also to work smart, acquire knowledge, and share it. Ignore gossips. Keep smiling. And that being said, students, if you don't have a Telegram app yet, just download it from your Google Play Store and App Store and click on to this link, which is available in the description box below. You can click on to that arrow box like that arrow button and click on to this link, or just type in JEE_English if you already have this Telegram app. Once you click on to this link, what you get, you will get onto our Telegram channel, where you will get live, up to date, in time and before time updates on every lecture that we conduct on JEE English, and as well whatever lectures that our JEE English team conducts on Unacademy Learning app. And guys, this Sunday we are going to have problems and PYQ session on capacitor. Be sure to attend it. Try to solve the different kind of model problems. It's going to happen from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. It's again a free of cost special class, but this time on Unacademy Learning app. So this session is going to happen on Unacademy Learning app, and we have covered A2Z series, complete series on capacitors, all for free of cost on Unacademy Learning app. You can check them out and try to cover those 6 lectures as well. Electrostatics and capacitors go hand in hand. Make sure you're coming to the session and attending this amazing quiz and problem based capacitor. It's a part of A2Z capacitor series, but we have already completed the capacitor series. Make sure you attend all the 6 lectures and maintain the completeness. And more importantly, 2021 aspirants, this is information for you. Try to attend units, dimensions, and measurements lecture, where we had 4 back-to-back sessions plus 1 complete model problem session. Once you attend these 5 sessions, you don't have to work around dimension analysis, measuring instruments like vernier calipers and screw gauge, least count analysis, and units based question. Everything is covered in this 5 back-to-back sessions on Unacademy Learning app for free of cost. And why am I recommending this to 2021 aspirants when this is a 2022 concept? Because 2022 aspirants, you definitely have to attend it. If you have ignored the topic, start attending it on Unacademy Learning app. But 2021 aspirants, here's the catch. The thing is, this is the easiest topic, less time taking topic, and every year you definitely get a question in JEE Mains and JEE Advanced, and it is also less time consuming during your JEE Mains and JEE Advanced exam. So in the exam also it consumes less time. So yeah, definitely check it out. We have discussed many PYQs, pretty much many PYQs around your JEE Mains and JEE Advanced in this 5 session. And yes, it's a free of cost special class. So first of all, if you don't have an Unacademy Learning app, do download Unacademy Learning app from your Google Play Store and App Store by just typing in Unacademy, and then click on to this first link that shows up, and click on this install button. Is the most downloaded learning application. And guys, it is impacting here about 7 million lives a day. We are impacting here about 7 million lives a day. So install, and once you install this, you will get live notifications once you start following me. So be sure to follow me and get live notifications on such amazing A to Z sessions that I keep conducting on Unacademy Learning app. Also be regular to JEE English. And not only that, guys, if you download Unacademy Learning app, it's not just about live updates or special classes being conducted by favorite educators, but also you get access to quizzes. You can attend free of cost quizzes. You can do many things like attending Unacademy Combat and the Fear Plus subscription notifications. Very important, and you can attend classes from anywhere. And that being said, students, if you're looking for an awesome champions tool for your JEE Mains and JEE Advanced preparation, it is going to be Unacademy subscription. Why? The best educators across the nation are available on Unacademy subscription platform. And not only that, you will not just learn from best educators, but you will learn from legends like DC Pandey sir, and in a very systematic manner, and in some of the best ways that you could. And guys, it's going to be the best program as well. You will undergo a structured program, extensive and intensive structured program, where you will be attending just not only daily interactive classes, but also test series and quizzes is what you get along with them. So make sure you're attending this amazing Unacademy subscription. If you're already on subscription platform, if you're planning to purchase one, this is the time to do it, so that you can learn from the best educators across the nation. Especially if you're an early learner, make sure you subscribe right now. And guys, yes, it's going to be an amazing platform where you get access to leaderboards and dashboards, and you'll have amazing students coming up with different approaches to solve the problem, and different concepts and advanced and basic concepts, everything being discussed on one platform. It's going to be an Unacademy subscription. All you need to do is click on the left hand top corner extension bar, choose IIT JEE as your goal. With this, you'll be preparing for both JEE Mains and JEE Advanced, and hit on this get subscription button. And guys, with this subscription, you get access to unlimited number of programs. And that being said, this all comes at a price of less than 2,100 only. So 70 rupees a day is what you have to pay for Unacademy subscription, guys. So yes, amazing thing. So you have to pay less than 70 rupees a day. And students, this for a 24-month package. So it's typically for 8, 9, 10th and 11th class students, and generally it's a 2-year long journey, hence you may require a 24-month package. Students, do not forget to apply Murlidharan coupon to get the best discount on your Unacademy subscription purchase. And that being said, if you're looking for convenient payment options where you don't have to go through the hassle of paying all the fee at once, we have our in-house feature, Pay in Parts, using which you can split your payments into multiple parts. And guys, we also have access to no cost EMI, where you don't have to pay any interest on your EMIs, your easy monthly installments without any interest, and split your payments into multiple parts, and you don't have to go through the burden of paying all the fee at once. These are two interesting payment options. We also have access to debit card, credit card, UPI, etc. And be sure to check out these two interesting options before availing an Unacademy subscription. And that being said, students, 12-month subscription is something that is meant for long-term and dropper students. This is typically what we recommend for long-term and dropper students. And the reason being, we have dedicated droppers batches. We have 7,000 plus materials for your JEE preparation and 1,000 plus live programs going on. And guys, this all comes at a cost of less than 2,900 per month. All you have to pay is less than 2,900 to get an instant discount and the best discount on a subscription purchase. Apply Murli Live coupon to get to this price point. Yes, it's a very economical package, and we have dedicated batches for droppers and long-term students, and also for 12th class students. So be sure to attend. If you're already on an Unacademy subscription, attend my classes, attend the favorite educator classes, and attend the classes that are going to help you strategically win this JEE Mains and JEE Advanced exam. And guys, yes, that being said, take care, stay safe, bye-bye. But before that, let me tell you something interesting. We also have access to Iconic subscription. So what is this Iconic subscription? So you have heard all about Unacademy Plus. We have the best educators across the nation on one platform. Even on Iconic, we have this best educators across the nation, where from whom you can get the personal coaches and study planners and expert analysis and guidelines. And guys, the subscription price is also pretty low. It's going to come